Welcome to News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for May 8, 2019. In what seems like a recent trend for Disney merchandising, Disney has looked to fan creations for the inspiration behind their latest line of merchandise, these Disney attraction buttons. We found them all over the Walt Disney World Resort. The sets cost $9.99 each and are based off of a number of attractions like the Haunted Mansion, the Jungle Cruise, the People Mover, and even some on-trend non-attractions like the Purple Wall. All in all, there's something convoluted yet somewhat comical probably about Disney starting off with giving free celebration buttons and then fans profiting off of custom-designed joke versions of them with Disney IPs, and now Disney coming full circle, ripping the idea from fans and then selling their own versions of these fan-made buttons that were based on free buttons themselves. Yep, I wish that was all a joke. That's the real thing that happened. But nonetheless, I think they're pretty cool. I'm going to buy them, so no judgment. With the foundation for the expanded walkway already poured, Disney has officially closed off the old narrow pathway behind Cinderella Castle at the Magic Kingdom for construction. As you can see in the image we're showing now, the entire span of the walkway is closed off, capped at both ends in Liberty Square and Fantasyland alike, with construction walls. Peer past the walls and you'll see even more work being done, with the land being built up to accommodate the expansion. Even more framework is in place now for the future foundation. As you can see, cement retaining walls topped with rebar have already gone vertical over by this side, and we do hope these receive similar brick and stonework to keep with the old castle motif that the wall has always had. Sleepy Hollow Refreshments remains open throughout the expansion, but with the outdoor seating area blocked off, guests may have to schlep their waffles and waffle sandwiches somewhere else. But we'll keep you in the loop on this very important, everyone's very invested in this pathway expansion. The latest creamy creation to debut at the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor at Magic Kingdom is the Dulce de Leche Brownie Sundae. The sundae comes with a brownie base topped with dulce de leche ice cream, hot fudge, Heath bar crumbles, whipped cream, and of course a cherry on top. And a fun surprise, our sundae also came with a set of milk chocolate Mickey ears. You can read the full review of the new item at wdwnt.com. Disney has just announced some new features for the Play Disney Parks app, in-park games available at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The next time you're in line for Toy Story Mania, make sure you check out Stinky Pete the Prospector. No, it's not that guy behind you in line. With this, with the new feature, guests can bring to life an interactive show effect when enjoying the app in Toy Story Land at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Stinky Pete from Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 2 is out of his box and joining some favorite pals in the Toy Story Mania queue. Be on the lookout for the old prospector while playing Playset Party, one of several in-queue games offered in the Play Disney Parks app, in which guests progress through a series of mini-games to help assemble the Toy Story Mania playset. After completing all the mini-games, he may just pop out and surprise you. Hint, keep your eyes open near the end of the queue for a Wild West-style jail cell that Andy has constructed. Of course, throughout the land, the app also offers guests access to themed trivia, a special music playlist featuring songs inspired by Pixar films, and a ton of fun with Andy's Board Game Blast, a game themed to Slinky Dog Dash that can be played anywhere at Hollywood Studios. Disney has released more in-depth details on Savis' workshop and options for lightsaber customization at the shop located within Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. The Gatherers have amassed a great collection of stories, kyber crystals, and other saber parts from around the galaxy, and as quote-unquote keepers of the Force, they have passed down their knowledge from generation to generation, striving to keep the flame of hope alive. And Savi was one of the original Gatherers and a friend to Lor Zanteca, whom we met briefly at the beginning of Star Wars The Force Awakens. Like Lor, Savi was a believer in the ideals of the Jedi Order and helped to pass on his knowledge of Jedi lore. He created a salvage business as a front to hide his clandestine mission of guiding the next generation of Force wielders and helping them create unique lightsabers. Those ready to learn this knowledge will find a symbol displayed on the front of the workshop indicating that they are in the correct location, and they must give the secret phrase to the Gatherers to enter inside. Once inside the workshop, the builders will be surrounded by various odds and ends, pieces and objects. These pieces become key elements in building and refinement of the lightsabers. At the center of the room is the builder's table, a large oval-shaped table assembled from ancient pieces salvaged from across the galaxy that can accommodate up to 14 builders at a time to choose their crystal and craft their lightsaber. There are 4 themes of lightsabers that guests can build. Peace and Justice, which is salvaged from fallen Jedi temples and crashed starships. These lightsaber pieces were created for Force wielders of the Republic era. The simple designs reflect the commitment to the devout life of those who they were created by the Jedi Order, the once guardians of peace and justice in the galaxy. Another is Power and Control, reclaimed from the ashes of the rumored Sith homeworld and abandoned Sith temples. These lightsaber pieces were originally forged by the Sith of their time. Characterized by sharp and strong forms, these pieces showcase the brutality and relentlessness of the Sith's insatiable desire for power and control. There's also elemental nature. As we have been told, the force is an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us, and binds the galaxy together. And these lightsaber pieces are born from that same force. They are unique as the user and the elements of nature, the wood from a brylark tree, a bone of a Carthusian whale, or even the tooth from a rancor. Finally, there is protection and defense. Cultivated from a time forgotten, these earliest lightsaber pieces contain designs and inscriptions that are shrouded in mystery. Believed to be created for protection and defense, conferring anonymity and symbolizing emotional detachment, a lightsaber made from these pieces reconnects the user with the most ancient wellspring of the Force. What kind of lightsaber do you think will call to you? I probably am getting the bad guy one. Spoiler alert. Can't imagine why. In a new video preview of Galaxy's Edge, we get a glimpse of a never-before-seen First-Order probe droid stationed in the land, a closer look at Strono Tug's cargo pod stationed above Docking Bay 7, food and cargo, and making of renderings of the AT-ATs featured in Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, and more. It isn't mentioned in the video, but we learn that 3 trailer-sized cargo pods that Strono Cookie Tugs is offloading from his multi-purpose transport into the hangar bay contain 3 interesting Easter eggs. The first is stamped with the number 77, the second one marked with 80, and the last one with 83. These, of course, are the years that the films of the original Star Wars trilogy were released. You can check out that full video tour at WDWNT.com. Also at WDWNT.com, we're looking at a radical new line of merchandise that has been spotted at Disney's Pop Century Resort. This totally tight new line features... Cameron wrote all this. This totally tight new line features a new mug, shirts, magnets, pins, and more. And you can see them all again on our site. A recent permit filing with the state of Florida has revealed the general outline of Reflections, a Disney lakeside resort, including bungalows and the changes that will be coming to Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground. We've outlined the buildings in green and what you're seeing now. The large building in the center will be the main building, which will hold over 900 guest rooms, as well as Disney Vacation Club villas. Here's the concept art that was released back in October, in case you've forgotten. The smaller buildings signify bungalows that will be built on the shore of Bay Lake, offering beautiful lakeside views. Unfortunately, this will come at the cost of some of the shoreline of Fort Wilderness. Here's another look at where the bungalows will be located on the southern end of the resort, showing just how close they are to Bay Lake. Despite shoreline loss, not all is lost. Several other facilities of Fort Wilderness will be relocated to accommodate for Reflections. In late fall 2019, Tri-Circle D Ranch will be relocated to an adjacent area. Certain special offerings like Return to Sleepy Hollow Headless Horseman experience may be affected, but will return in 2020. Pioneer Hall, home to the Hoop-de-Doo musical review, and the next door establishments Crockett's Tavern, Trails End, thank you, and P&J Southern Takeout are expected to stay open, serving visitors to both Reflections and Fort Wilderness. Built on the former site of the River Country Water Park, Reflections, a Disney Lakeside Resort, is expected to open in 2022, if they can hit a deadline. Since its inception, Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar Disney Springs has become pretty well known for adding seasonal and limited-time food items to the menu. The latest limited-time food offering are here to promote Disney's new live-action Aladdin film, set to debut later this month. 2 new flying carpet flatbreads have been added to the menu, so we decided, actually went last night, to give them a try. The 2 new items are listed at the bottom of the second menu page of food, and they offer a pretty good 2 for $16 or 1 for $9 deal. Great way to try both. The 2 flatbreads are the Stolen Apple and the Sticky Date Flatbread. No comment on that second one. Both were served together on a flying carpet board. You can check out what we thought of those items on the site. It's been a long time coming, but Bongos Cuban Cafe is finally slated to close later this year at Disney Springs per multiple cast members who currently work there. This closure has been rumored for a very long time, ever since the Disney Springs project was getting started. Reportedly, all third-party restaurants were given the option to either remodel or leave, which became the fate of some other restaurants, such as the Wolfgang Puck Grand Cafe across the way. The Wolfgang Puck restaurant that did open in the town center area is not operated by the same people. As for what will take over the space, it is being said that the owners of Splitsville might buy the space and transform it into a Tex-Mex restaurant, but that is a very old rumor. It'd be interesting to see if that's still a thing. In the meantime, until the restaurant officially closes, you still have time to eat what we think are some of the best, if not the best, churros at the Walt Disney World Resort. Reservations are still currently showing availability until November 2nd, but no official announcement has been made by Disney or Bongos for the closure. Rumors do suggest that Bongos is moving to Sunset Walk at the new Margaritaville Resort in Orlando. We'll, of course, keep you updated as more becomes available. Located on the burial grounds of the old Maliboomer, Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind will soon take riders on a whimsical journey through human feelings at Disney California Adventure. I go through a whimsical journey of feelings every time I go to Pixar Pier. This family-friendly spinner-style attraction has been coming together quickly the past few weeks, with the memory orb wall and the attraction spinning base recently installed. And while there's no opening day for the attraction, we're finally seeing some major progress. Upon checking in on the attraction today, all the way up from the Pixar Pal Around, we noticed that the ride vehicle flying orbs were finally installed. Originally in the concept art, these looked more like balloons, but now they appear to be more like nonsensical flying orb things. I don't know what they are. In the film, each orb represents a memory, and they are colored according to the emotion of that memory. Yellow for joy, blue for sadness, red for anger, purple for fear, and green for disgust. But given that there are 8 ride vehicles and 8 orbs, you can see that they're going to have to invent some new types of memories. So we'll see what those end up being. The tabs sticking out of the orbs are where the swings or baskets for the attraction will be suspended on. This, of course, was the Flix Flyers attraction originally in A Bug's Land, so it'll work the same way. If the construction continues at this pace, we could be riding the emotional whirlwind very soon. Disney announced that this summer, Disney California Adventure Park will be celebrating the beloved characters and music of Disney's The Lion King with an imaginative new adaptation of this timeless story, presented as a highly theatrical outdoor musical production entitled Tale of the Lion King. They've also given us a behind-the-scenes look at the upcoming show. The show features a cast of 18 performers, including actors, singers, dancers, and drummers, who form an ensemble called the Storytellers of the Pride Lands. This traveling troupe specializes in retelling revered stories in their own contemporary style, weaving their tale through language, song, and dance. Creative director Susanna Tubert and the team at Disney Parks Live Entertainment are in the midst of a series of workshops and rehearsals with the cast in preparation for the opening of Tale of the Lion King later this summer. In this imaginative story theater production, the scenic prop and costume design celebrate the spirit of Africa. All new musical arrangements have been written for the most treasured songs from The Lion King, creating a score for the show with elements we associate with the emotional sweep of the original compositions, yet focused on the vocal performances of the actors and music from the drummers to drive a unique percussive sound. Tale of the Lion King graces the Palisades stage, that's the stage on the pier there in Paradise Park at Disney California Adventure for a limited time starting June 7th. By now, you've heard about what fans are calling SpiderMan Mania, the Spider-Man version of Toy Story Mania coming to Disney parks, but some leaked concept art and model pictures of the original plans for the Disneyland Paris project point to something grander that almost happened. The art you're seeing now shows a portion of the Walt Disney Studios Paris as it appears now, followed by plans to turn the area into a Marvel-fied version of New York City, home to Iron Man and Spider-Man. Sadly, this was all changed seemingly to make for some value-engineered Avenger campus design that we'll be seeing in both Anaheim and in Paris when these lands open. Note that the tiny subway train in the art would have been a real attraction that guests could have rode. Wouldn't that have been cool? Way in the back, you're seeing what is the show building for Rock and Roller Coaster covered in a city skyline as well. Yeah, didn't happen. It's worth noting that the Marvel area at Hong Kong Disneyland doesn't follow the theme of the other two. It features a Stark Expo theme and storyline, and that includes the new Ant-Man and the Wasp Nano Battle attraction that recently opened to somewhat mediocre reviews. A lot of things in the ride don't move. People were pretty upset about that. I didn't care for it. I kind of agree. Model pictures, anyway, getting back to Paris, model pictures feature what will be the now be the Iron Man roller coaster, an overlay of the existing Rock and Roller Coaster attraction in Paris. The plans, as you can see here, were more impressive at first and instead called for a SpiderMan overlay, showing the addition of sets that replicated the streets and skyscrapers of the Big Apple. We expect the approved version of the ride with Iron Man to trade these physical sets for mostly screens and projections. Also note that both Spider-Man and the Green Goblin appear at several points along the track in this model, hilariously in action figure form. It's pretty cool. Rock and Roller Coaster Avec Aerosmith is set to close for its Iron Man overlay on September 2nd, 2019. It is unclear when the plans change, but we don't think we'll be getting anything pictured above. So, yeah. Anyway, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you like the New York plan better, or do you like what we're doing now with this? We're getting this Avengers Campus. Which plan do you like better? Let us know below. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to WDWNT.com. And if you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to WDW News Today on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. And we love you 3000, everybody.